All right, hey, this is Chris. How's it going out there? I'm just gonna record this real quick. I wanted to show you guys some of my Grand Arena. I had this pre-recorded on my phone because I couldn't actually record it on the computer this time, but I'm gonna kind of talk through this Grand Arena. This is the championship round, and my opponent here, I was actually kind of surprised that my opponents, I'll rewind it here real quick, just so you get a quick look. This guy, he doesn't really have what looks to be even that great of an arena team. I mean, he's got this Relic Yoda, but in a 7-star Padme in that team, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it's kind of surprising when you look at his roster here that he even has that Padme, but I don't know. You know, this is pretty much all you need to see of his entire roster here. It's like 1.9 mil, but that's all bloat. So I was pretty confident going into this. I expected him to put Geos down on defense, and he did. And I expected him to save that Yoda for offense, which he also did. So we're going to go in here real quick. And so you can see what he did here on his offense. I was kind of surprised he was able to get through both these teams with what I assumed he had left, with just one battle each. This bounty hunter team usually trips people up at this level. This is Division 6, by the way, so if you've been playing for a while, you're going to look at these teams and think they're not that great, which they're not. But for this level of play, I get people tripped up all the time with this 5 Zeta and this Zeta Bosk lead on this bounty hunters team, and I throw Emphas Nest in there as well because honestly at this level of play, usually nobody that I go up against has faced Emphas Nest yet. They don't know how to play against her or counter that at all, so I always trip people up with this team. So you know, the guy did a good job getting through that. And then on my North Zone, it's just 2 throwaway garbage teams. I have kind of some Old Republic kind of mashup here with Stormtrooper Han just for an extra taunt, and then a random HK-47 in there just because he hits a little bit hard at 7 stars. And then, you know, standard low-level Phoenix team, which doesn't ever really trip people up. But this is where I expected to get him for sure if he could get through to it, because people just do not know how to deal with Night Sister Zombie at the Division 6 level. If you're like Division 9, 8, 7, or 6, you absolutely, I mean, one way or another, you absolutely need Night Sister Zombie. But when we're at that lower level of play, if you could just start farming her, even at 2 stars, you got to get her up to gear level 10. But once you do, and you get that unique ability up on her, she revives twice when anybody else dies, and she's constantly taunting, so people can't get through that. They do not know how to deal with that. And this Rampage Zeta on Asajj is a great Zeta. She gets a lot more offense up as more of your team dies and revives, so it's pretty solid team here that I always get holds on. And then up here, this is the reason I put that kind of light kind of throwaway teams on the North Zone, because nobody gets through my ships. Again, it doesn't look that great, but this is a 6-star Houndstooth with what you saw was a G12 Bosk with a Zeta. People usually can't get through that. And then I have one relic on my whole roster, and it's on Anakin here. So his 6-star ship with the relic on it, people usually, this is a Stonewall. I always, if they get through it, it takes them 2, 3, 4 battles. And most people that we're going up against, if you're in Division 6 like me or anywhere around there, you don't see anything other than Home 1, Chimera occasionally. Nobody has Negotiator. Very few people have Negotiator or Malevolence at this level. So you're pretty straight. Like until I get up into Division 5, I expect them to be going up against some Negotiators and having some trouble. But you know, I just had to clear these messages out real quick. But yeah, here's his defense, and I expected, like I said, him to put down the Geos. And so what I'm going to show you real quick is just my new standard counter for Geos. And if you're like me and you're in a guild that, even if you're farming up a lot of Traya shards, which you need Traya overall, that Sith trio to counter the Geos, but if you're like me and you don't have her yet, or you do have the ability to activate her and you don't have Scion, it's not going to really work that well for you against Geos, and you're probably hitting this stone wall like I was constantly whenever I faced Geos. It was pretty much an automatic loss for me. But what I do now is that I was going through here just to check the speeds on them all, which I'm pretty confident that I can outspeed all of them. So what I do is I use an Emperor Palpatine lead. He's got his lead Zeta and Bastila Fallen. You need Bastila Fallen. Obviously, once you get Darth Revan, you're gonna throw Bastila on that Revan team. But until you get her, or until you get him, it's gonna be a while. So it'll also be a while for you to get Traya. I highly recommend, if you're in those lower divisions of GAC, start farming up your Bastila Fallen, because I've been using her since about 4 stars. And in this team right here, I pull Dooku out and I throw in Thrawn. This team right here, and you see these gear levels aren't that high. And I have the new Zeta on Vader, the Merciless Massacre, but I didn't get it in time for this Grand Arena, so you don't even need that. All I have is 1 Zeta here, and it's on Palpatine's lead. And as long as you have the speed advantage, like, they won't even take 1 turn. You'll see, I think they just counter attacked 1 time. And you see their overall team GP was about 80-something thousand, and this is, you know, over 10,000 less GP, and they didn't even get a turn. You just have to have that speed advantage, which at this level of play, you get, you know, 200 to 230 speed, and that's pretty much all you need. So we're going to go in here and watch this. The first move I'm going to do is, I think I use Force Crush with Vader. Yeah, get a few of those debuffs out there, and then I start messing around with Merciless Massacre because I hadn't used it without the Zeta, and I just wanted to see, and it's pretty useless. I knew I wasn't going to probably land any ability block there, and there's their counterattack, the 1 counterattack I think they got all battle. So the key here in this counter, if you're struggling with Geos and you have the ability to put a team like this together, you fracture the brute, because you're stuck behind that taunt anyway, and you want Thrawn to probably go 1st or 2nd on your team, and you want Bastila to go 2nd or 3rd on your team. So once you get that fracture out there, Brute's not going to be a problem. They cannot cleanse that off of there. And now we've got Fear for Bastila. We throw Fear on the Brute Alpha, and look at those debuffs. And they're all staggered. They're pretty much screwed right now. Like, we're going to take all that turn meter away. I don't care. Look how much turn meter they have. They got no chance. And we're about to build our turn meter up like crazy with this, you know, more debuffs for landing as it feeds into that, you know, Palpatine abilities there. And then as long as you land that stun, the mass stun here with Palpatine, so I mod my Palpatine for potency just so I make sure I land a lot of stuns. And look at that there. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 4 out of 6 stuns. I'll take that any day of the week. So, you know, they pretty much, they have no chance at this time. And I was just really having fun now. It was like trying to pick which one I'm going to hit the Culling Blade on. I figure, you know, you want to aim for Brood Alpha. You want to get him killed first if possible. So you fracture Brute, you do a mass stun with as many as you can get, and you land that Fear. But overall, we're going to aim on Brood Alpha. We want to get him killed. And right here, what I was waiting on is I could use Bastila's shock, but what you really want to do, especially if you have her up to the Omega level, is you want somebody else to have a shock, and then you shock somebody that's already shocked, and then it's a mass damage to the entire team as long as you do that. So since I didn't see any shocks out there yet, I figured I would save that and you know, just see if I can get an ability block here, which I did, and then Thrawn just turn meter swap. What I should have done was I should have swapped with Palpatine probably. So at this point I was like, oh well, I should have shocked last time maybe, but whatever. I wasn't worried about it. I knew I was going to win this. It's just a matter of time before we start picking them off here, because Vader's going to do some pretty hefty damage, and we're going to keep landing the shock like right there, and then we're going to get another mass stun here in a little bit. So now that he's shocked, I can shock him again and deal damage to everybody. But if you've got that Fear ability available again, you got to use that. So we're just gonna, you know, wipe their turn meters out again and get them all staggered, or a bunch of them staggered. And look at that, like now Brood Alpha is the only one that can take a turn, and he's not going to take a turn because we're controlling this match completely. So now he is shocked. We might as well shock him again. And now here's the mass damage, and that's not huge damage, but for Geos, you want to get anything you can to deal damage to the entire team, because they will keep healing every opportunity they get. So, you know, got to land another fracture on the Brute here, and it's just a matter of time. Now it's just kind of going through and having fun and seeing what we can do. I mean, a lot of people get worried about the spy back here, and we're not landing a stun on him, but again, like, we're not worried about it because we're controlling all of the turn meter, and that's all you got to do. So just, you know, this team is amazing for that. And like I said, this team won't work once you get Darth Revan, because you need her for a Revan team. But until you get him, for me, it's going to be probably another month where Geos, for me, this is going to be my counter. and by the time I do get Revan, I'll have my Traya up and running, so it's not going to be a problem. So yeah, we just go through here, and now it's just a matter of like picking which ones we want to take out first. And I was sort of trying to think if there was any way I could recover some protection here, and I could have if I would have been smart and used Thrawn's turn meter swap ability. If I would have started using that on Vader, he would have recovered some protection, but I wasn't thinking. I was just really always just excited to handle this team that used to give me so much trouble. So yeah, take them out there and get almost perfect banners right there, pretty solid. I obviously would have liked that last protection point, but anytime you could take out Geos and only lose one banner, like, you got to do that. Geos are notorious for stealing your banners. It doesn't matter what team you bring in there, and this team will get you perfect banners if you played a little bit better than I did. So yeah, at this point I was just like, I knew it was in the bag for me, so I was just looking at this Ewoks team. You don't usually see those at this level, so I didn't really know what I was going to bring in there. But as you'll see here in a minute, I don't even have that many teams left, but I have all you need at this level of play. Like, I have a handful of solid teams that I know how to use, and as long as you know how to use your teams, you'll pretty much win every Grand Arena you go into. So I just wanted to check the Ewok speed here because, like I said, you don't face these teams too much. You know that you want to go up against, or you want to start with focusing on the Elder right here, the mystical one, like Urs always says, the one that can get those revives in there. So you want to, your first target's always going to probably want to be Elder. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure they didn't have any sneaky speed or anything in here that was going to cause me a problem. And obviously they don't. They're just pretty mediocre garbage Ewoks that aren't modded that great. So I figured I was going to bring in, I think, my CLS team here, but you'll see really what I have left is not much. I've split up two Jedi teams. This Revan team can pretty much take almost anything I face at this level. I just need 2 or 3 and I can take down anything. So just him and Yoda, or him and Anakin, or throw Jolie in there, and I usually can handle anything I face. Let me see. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I brought in my CLS on this one. But yeah, you'll see my teams here. I have nothing left. This Rebels team, I know how to use that team, and it's a solid team at this level of play. 50k. You get Chirrut with his ability to heal. Wedge, I don't usually take him in. He's pretty much a throwaway, so I take him out. But Biggs, for me, I have him modded for offense. He hits pretty hard. Take out a lot of teams, and even with that low-level Imperial Troopers team you saw down there, that cleans up a lot of teams. If I have trouble with getting through some teams, I usually just throw a full Imperial Troopers in there for a second round to clean everything up, and it's all good. So yeah, here, this was probably even overkill. I like to bring in these 3 together just to see how it goes. I could have probably had CLS solo this whole thing, or just CLS and Han for sure, but I wanted to have a little fun. I really like playing these 3 guys together right there. Again, this is another one where I could have probably had perfect banners, and I just had a little tiny misplay here at the end. We're getting them all killed super fast. This is at this point it's just kind of a joke. I can't believe I was even facing this guy in this round. This is the little misplay I had here. I meant to hit the last ability, which would have stunned, but I misclicked and he got an attack off. So I think we lost the banner there. Yeah, didn't have full protection, but again, 1 banner loss, I don't care at this point. I knew I was going to win. And then I just got to see what was on his back line, and it was just this garbage throwaway team. So at this point, it was, just a matter of how few I can bring in to each battle is all I was really thinking about. I wanted to check their speeds and everything, and when you see, like, what was that, 169 speed on Thrawn, like, this is a total joke. Like, that team's total garbage. And then I was looking at his Night Sisters here. There's nothing special. I wasn't even worried when I saw that. And like, when you look at this, he has this all modded wrong. So that, as I was saying earlier, for Night Sister Zombie, like, she's clutch, she's incredible to have, but if you have her and you have her modded for just a ton of protection, that's really stupid, as you're going to see, because she loses her protection when she dies, or when somebody else dies. She dies in their place and then auto revives, and when she revives, she has 0 protection. So that's great, that's wonderful that you have her stacked with protection, but all I had to do was kill the weakest member of your team, and she died, and that just wiped out, what, 43,000 protection. So it was no work at all. It was really a very poorly modded roster overall. Definitely a poorly modded Night Sisters team. And yeah, you know, whenever you see something like that, those are the sort of things you need to look for. You need to really understand the synergy of these teams. And you know, what I was doing in here, I was figuring I could definitely just go in here with probably Anakin solo, but I wanted to be safe. I've had teams sneak up on me before, and all it takes is one misstep or one, you know, bad RNG roll and you lose the battle. So I wanted to bring the 3 in here just to make sure. I tried to get maximum banners. I started out with the I think I marked down one of them first, right, with Revan, because Revan, what's awesome about him is he's ignoring that taunt. So the zombie taunt doesn't even bother me, and I was just like, well, which one am I going to take out? I was hoping to take her out in one round, but I didn't, or one move, but I didn't. And then right here, this is kind of surprising to me. Like, I know my Relic Anakin's a beast, but to see the damage I did there and to kill 2 of them immediately was kind of a surprise to me. I didn't also expect to kill Talia. So what that actually did, that knocked out Zombie's 2 revives there automatically, and you see she's got no protection. So you modded her up for all that protection, and in basically 1.5 turns, that 43,000 protection's gone. So don't do that. Mod her for health. That's all you got to do. I mod mine for a ton of health, and people can't get through it. So he's gonna land that plague. That plague always sucks. It always steals your banners, but it's just a part of the day when you're dealing with Night Sisters. Going in here, it's just a matter of now which ones do I want to kill, you know, just trying to have some fun. And she lost the taunt there, and I think this was kind of a misplay too. I shouldn't have tried to kill her with Jolie, but whatever, it didn't matter at this point. I knew it was in the bag, like I said. Just picking them off one at a time and seeing if there's any way I could get max banners, and I think I eventually did get max banners on this. I think I healed him up here at the end. Yep. And yeah, I was just trying to calculate in my head. I didn't know, again, like, I've only played 6 months, so I don't always know how these banners work out. Like, is that full protection, or, you know, I'm presuming this is all full protection. That one there looks like it's not full, but I think it is. And I think so I ended up getting max banners on that. And that's it, you know, just a matter of figuring out how few I can bring into these next couple of battles, because I really like to undersize these teams. It's just a fun thing for me. With this team, it's so random. It's just a bunch of leftovers, and I've been burned by teams like this before, though, where there might be some kind of sneaky synergy in there sometimes, so I didn't know what I was going up against, and so I wanted to be a little bit careful. I knew I had Bastila. I could just throw in any single other Jedi and have no problem. I chose here, I wanted to bring in General Kenobi, though, because I still had that prestigious quest to get done for him, so I was pretty content that I was going to bring in General Kenobi, and I think I brought in Old Ben too, just in case there was some, like I said, some sneaky synergy that I was overlooking, but I was pretty sure there wasn't. I knew these guys were pretty garbage, and it was probably a waste for me to bring in Old Ben, but yeah, you know, this was just a pretty standard, simple battle. His Grievous was garbage, his Thrawn is super slow. Like, that Thrawn is so slow, it's probably not even very helpful to have on offense. So it's really unfortunate when you have, you know, a 7-star Thrawn at, you know, the lower division level play. You got to find a way to utilize him. And this guy is definitely not getting his best use out of his Thrawn. Here, I was just trying to figure out how to maximize banners. I figured they wouldn't land a hit on me at this point because I'm going to have foresight on everybody. And yeah, we missed again, and so I think I got max banners on this. I don't think I had any obvious misplays on this one, but I was just having fun at this point. We go in here and finish off Kylo Unmasked. Full banners once again, and there's that prestigious quest. Always good to get those fully crafted materials. I went in there and added the next prestigious quest, so let me just skip ahead on the video a little bit there. But yeah, just one more squad battle here, and then I was gonna not really worry at all about what he had for fleets, because like I said earlier, at this level of play, my fleets are really solid. I never lose when it comes to my offensive fleets. It's been, I don't know how long since I lost a battle in Grand Arena on offense on fleets, and on my defense fleet usually holds. So yeah, right here I was just thinking, well, I'm gonna throw some rebels in here and have a good time. Just see if I could get max banners, which I wasn't sure about. I know I could get a heal with Akbar, but I didn't know. So, and then this Jolee's always kind of tanky, so I didn't really. There's not a lot of synergy here. Like that's a waste of a Jolee. You really want Jolee to be on a team full of Jedis, but there's only one Jedi here. When you have old Ben lead, that can be a pretty decent defense lead on a squad. When you if you have it leveled up, he can cause some good evasion and be kind of annoying at times, but you know, this was not really much of a problem for us. I was sort of annoyed that I was losing so many banners on this though, and I wasn't really trying to get them back. I was just realizing at this point that maybe I could have been a bit smarter in picking my team. I could have maybe used Ahsoka or something else to get some dispels, or maybe I could have done that Rebels team I showed earlier with Chirrut in there to get some healing going on, but I didn't care. I was a little aggravated though that I was probably losing so many banners on this battle. But again, like I said, a win's a win. So I won't be ranked number 1 in Grand Arena. Yeah, 59. I was pretty quick to click through that because I was a little aggravated at that score. But yeah, right here, I looked at this team. It's like, yeah, I don't even need to check on those squads. Like, I'm just going to bring in my standard 5-star Falcon, my Phantom with low gear level mediocre mods on those players or those characters, and then Biggs again. I think he's gear 10 maybe. No Zeta. Well, he doesn't even have a Zeta. I think I have all his Omegas though. But this team here, look at this, 153,000 GP, and I'm going up against something that was like 218,000 GP, and we took them out no problem. We got a perfect run here, full banners. This is all you need. If you can get Han's Falcon, get it to 5 stars as fast as you can. If you're an early player, that needs to be your focus. And just, you know, you pair that with these other standard ships that you're going to get anyway pretty early on, and you're pretty unstoppable in the early fleet arena and also in fleets in Grand Arena. So, you know, right here it's just playing around. I knew I could probably kill Slave 1 immediately here, but like I said earlier, since I've only played a handful of months, sometimes how these banners work out doesn't make sense to me. So I didn't know if that would count as full protection. I don't think it would. So I tried to hold off on killing right here, and I just went for the middle ability here, and I knew this was going to come out, this AoE, and I just planned to wait for my next attack. I wanted this AoE because it's kind of weak, and I didn't want to kill him. Because I want my home 1 to heal whoever was lowest, just to make sure I got full banners. So thankfully I didn't get the kill there, and we go and we do the heal on Phantom. And yeah, like I said, I guess this is full banners even though it's not a full bar. But I don't know. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But it showed me that I got full banners, and there you go. That is a full clear. And just one more thing I want to show you guys here. And that is my overall ranking, as you will see here soon. Look at this, rank number 69, and I'm going to work hard to try to keep it at that rank. That's not going to be possible, but yeah, thanks for watching. And by the way, if you like the music in this video, check out Profit Money Beats. I'm gonna put a link to him. I'll actually have that link early on in the video too, so you can see if you are a content creator, he will make beats, make music for you. If you just like listening to hip-hop style beats, you know, he puts them up all the time. That's a good friend of mine. And if you're looking for music for your videos too, he can create an exclusive beat from scratch for you if you just hit him up or hit me up, and I can get through to him. Other than that, you know, just thanks for watching, and go check out my boy Fort Mort too. He's really one that is good at teaching lower level players like myself and other individuals at this level of play, and really any level of play. He does a lot of strategizing and things like that. He's mostly over on Twitch now, but Fort Mort, I'll have a link to him as well. And yeah, have a good day. Thanks.